everyone, I am Dr. Anisha and I welcome you to my channel. In the last few videos, we were discussing about the benign tumors of the epithelial origin which are found in oral cavity, and some of them were keratoacanthoma and squamous acanthoma. In today's discussion, we shall be discussing about the pre-malignant lesions and pre-malignant conditions of the oral cavity, which are again epithelial in origin. And also I would like to discuss about dysplasia, which is a very important feature found in pre-malignant lesions and the malignant lesions found in the body. So before starting the discussion, I would like you to kindly subscribe my channel for further videos. So whenever we study about malignancy or any pre-malignant state of the lesion, we come across two different kinds of terms. Firstly, the pre-malignant lesion, and then the second term is the pre-malignant condition. तो ये दोनों जो terms हैं, इनके बीच में differentiate करना, इनके proper usage को समझना और basically what do they try to make you understand is very important before we study any kind of lesions which are malignant in nature. So अगर मैं ओरल प्री मैलिग्नेंट लीजन की बात करूं तो WHO in 1978 described or defined oral pre-malignant lesion as a morphologically altered tissue in which cancer is more likely to occur, alright, than in its counterpart which is normal. So अगर मैं इसको एक सिंपलर लैंग्वेज में समझाऊं तो बेसिकली इट इज दैट मॉर्फोलॉजिकली ऑल्टर्ड टिश्यू. आप प्री मैलिग्नेंट लीजन तब बोलेंगे जब एक टिश्यू है जिसमें कि मॉर्फोलॉजिकली उसके अपीयरेंस में, उसके शेप के बेसिस में द टिश्यू हैज बीन ऑल्टर्ड, ऑलराइट. एंड द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ दिस डेफिनेशन इज the cancer is more likely to occur in this altered tissue, in this morphologically altered tissue in comparison to its normal counterpart. So this is the definition which was given by WHO in 1978. Now coming to the other term, that is your pre-cancerous condition or pre-malignant condition. नाम से समझ में आ रहा है this is going to be the condition in which the malignancy will be occurring. So ऐसे terms जिनके वजह से एक lesion जो है वो malignant lesion में convert होने का potential उसमें हो, so that condition will be significantly known as precancerous condition. So it is a generalized state associated with a significantly increased risk of cancer. What can we conclude is जो आपका pre-cancerous condition होगा, that is going to be a very generalized state of the body, alright, and it might contain some environmental factors, some genetic factors, and it will be a condition wherein there will be increased risk of cancer. So one is your pre-malignant lesion. That lesion is gonna have a morphological alteration in the tissue, and the most important part of the definition is उस morphologically altered tissue में कैंसर होने की probability, malignant transformation होने की probability will be much higher in comparison to that in its normal counterpart. जो उसका normal counterpart होगा उससे कई ज्यादा probability होगी उस morphologically altered tissue में जिसको हम pre-malignant lesion के नाम से जानेंगे. Now the second term is your pre-cancerous condition. कंडीशन नाम से समझ में आ रहा है, देयर विल बी अ जनरलाइज्ड कंडीशन. ऐसे कंडीशंस होंगे, ऐसा स्टेट होगा जिसमें कि कैंसर में ट्रांसफॉर्म होने का जो प्रोबेबिलिटी है दैट इज गोना इंक्रीज वेरी ट्रिमेंडसली. So some of the conditions wherein you can definitely observe malignant changes, जैसे कि OSMF and maybe lichen planus are some of the pre-malignant conditions in which malignant transformation can take place. However, it has been recommended by WHO to abandon the distinction between both of them, and instead of using both the terms, we use the term potentially malignant disorders. So now we use the term potentially malignant disorders, and as the name suggests, all those disorders which have the potential to transform into malignancy are categorized under potentially malignant disorders. Now let us move on to a very important concept which we need to understand before starting any kind of pre-malignant lesion or malignant lesion of the oral cavity. That is dysplasia. So dysplasia, we have already studied this in general pathology, and I would like to recapitulate this topic again before starting about any pre-malignant lesion. So dysplasia is a very broad term which forms the basis of any kind of pre-malignant lesion or malignant lesion. Dysplasia is a reversible and presumably a controlled cellular alteration. So the first thing which we need to understand is it is a reversible phenomenon up till a certain limit, and whenever we remove the stimuli or any kind of stimulus which leads to the alteration in the cellular level, this dysplasia is going to revert back, and then there will be normalcy in the cellular level. So what do we understand by this is the histological basis of dysplasia is very simple. There will be aberrant and uncoordinated cellular proliferation at the cellular level. Dysplasia जो है वो आपका tissue level पे it is seen, and there are certain features which we shall be studying in the later sections of the video. So there will be aberrant and uncoordinated cellular proliferation at the cellular level, and जब आप उसको tissue level पे देखेंगे, this is gonna reflect as dysplasia. जब आप dysplasia को एक histological point of view से देखेंगे तो जो उसका usual proliferative organization है epithelium का, that will be lost, and then it will be replaced disorderly by scrambled cells arranged in a haphazard manner, and then it will have a varying degree of differentiation pattern. So what do we see in dysplasia is जब आप histologically किसी section को, किसी tissue को आप observe करेंगे तो firstly you will see a proliferative disorganization of the epithelium. All right, then that cell will be replaced by the scrambled arrangement of the cell. The arrangement is going to be very disordered, and finally it will have a varying degree of differentiation. The cells will be arrested at various level of differentiation under the microscope. Now there are some of the histological features of epithelial dysplasia which we are going to study one by one. So starting with the first feature which is seen histologically in case of dysplasia is the loss of polarity of the basal cells. So whenever we observe the histological section, the section of any dysplastic tissue, तो firstly the polarity of the basal cells, जो आपके basal cells होंगे उनमें जो nucleus की जो polarity होगी, that is gonna get lost. Now the second point says there will be presence of more than one layer of cells having basaloid appearance. So normally we have a single layer of basal cell whenever we look at a section, look at the tissue histologically. Now in case of dysplasia जब आप histologically उसे examine करेंगे तो you would get one or more than one layer of cells which have a basaloid appearance. All right. Now the third and the most important point which is very prominent in any dysplastic tissue is increased nuclear cytoplasmic ratio. Now, when I talk about increased nuclear cytoplasmic ratio, we need to understand what is the normal nuclear cytoplasmic ratio. So, अगर मैं normal nuclear cytoplasmic ratio की बात करूँ, तो it is 1:4 in a normal cell. But in case of dysplastic tissue, अगर आप cells को observe करेंगे, so this nuclear cytoplasmic ratio is 1:1. That means the nucleus becomes so large, that too at the expense of your cytoplasmic volume, that the ratio becomes 1:1. So this is one of the most prominent dysplastic features which is seen histologically. Now this next point says the Rete process or the Rete pegs will be drop shaped in case of dysplasia. Then it will have a regular epithelial stratification. जब आप एक नॉर्मल टिश्यू को हिस्टोलॉजिकली ऑब्जर्व करेंगे तो इट इज गोना हैव अ वेरी रेगुलर अरेंजमेंट ऑफ द सेल्स, बट देन जब आप एक डिस्प्लास्टिक टिश्यू को ऑब्जर्व करेंगे तो दिस regular stratification of cell is absolutely absent. The cells in dysplastic tissues are gonna get arrested at different levels of differentiation. Now the next point says there will be increased number of mitotic figures. तो अगर मैं mitotic figures की बात करूँ, since I have already told you each and every cell in a dysplastic tissue has an ability to get arrested at different level of differentiation. तो definitely जो आपके cells होंगे उनमें जो mitotic figures होंगे, that means the figures that are formed during mitosis will be very prominent, will be very much frequently seen. तो इसीलिए the point is increased number of mitotic figures are present in case of dysplastic tissue. Now the next point says the presence of mitotic figures is very commonly seen in the superficial layers of the epithelium. तो जो आपका epithelium का जो superficial layers होगा उनमें ये mitotic figures जो होगा that will be very commonly seen. Now there will be cellular pleomorphism, definitely. Again the basis is the same due to arresting of the cells in a very different levels of differentiation. तो इसके वजह से each and every cell in a dysplastic tissue will have cellular pleomorphism. There will be irregular shape of the cell which will be seen. Then there will be nuclear hyperchromatism. Obviously जब आपका सेल जो है इट इज गोना हैव अ डिफरेंट लेवल ऑफ डिफरेंशिएशन, अलग अलग लेवल पे द सेल इज गोना गेट मल्टीप्लाइड. तो इस केस में जो आपका न्यूक्लियर हाइपरक्रोमैटिज्म है दैट विल बी वेरी प्रोमिनेंटली सीन, दैट विल बी वेरी कॉमन इन केस ऑफ डिस्प्लास्टिक टिश्यू. देन देयर विल बी एनलार्ज्ड न्यूक्लियोलाई, अगेन द सेम रीजन, एंड देयर विल बी रिडक्शन ऑफ सेल्यूलर कोहेजन. So this is one of the most important point which has to be remembered, that is your reduction in cellular cohesion. जो आपका cells का जो cohesive property होगा, all right, with the help of tonofilaments and all the microfibrils. तो ये सारे जो फीचर्स होंगे ये सब एब्सेंट होंगे इन केस ऑफ डिस्प्लास्टिक टिश्यू, एंड देयर विल बी लैक और रिडक्शन ऑफ द सेल्यूलर कोहेजन विच विल बी सीन इन केस ऑफ dysplastic tissue. And finally the last point says there will be keratinization of single cell or cell groups in the prickle layer. So these were the histopathological features which are seen during dysplasia in a tissue. This was all for now. In the next discussion we shall be moving on with the most important topic whenever we study oral pathology, the pre-malignant lesions of the oral pathology, that is your leukoplakia. Leukoplakia is something which has to be studied at every level, be it from the clinical point of view or from examination point of view, from the viva point of view, from the clinical point of view. So the next lecture is going to be very important. This was all for now. And I hope you understood the concepts behind pre-malignant lesion, pre-malignant condition and dysplasia. If you have any doubts, you can get back to me in the comment section. And if you like the video, do like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much.